Hey guys, so in this one we're just going to make the weapons feel a little more satisfying to use. Right now they're not. Whoops. Yeah, right now they're not the greatest in the world. So let's go to the first person projectile, and we're going to change this from should bounce to should not bounce, and we'll change it to 4,000 speed, and the gravity to 0.1. And we want to get rid of the sphere. Collision component, we'll change it to size 10, even size 5 actually. And we're going to do event graph. We're going to add a tick, and we're going to do draw debug line get actor location plus minus connect to end get actor forward vector times float times, I guess we'll make it 80, and we will change the duration to 0.02. The line color, we want like a yellowy, orangey, reddy kind of thing, and the thickness, I don't know, 2.5. So let's see how this looks. So as you can see, it looks a little bit better, but you can now tell that it's not, well, first of all, they're getting stuck, so that's not great. But you can now tell that the bullet looks weird. It's not quite coming out from the gun. And that's because it's firing from the sphere here. So let's change some things for how this works. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure that it destroys itself on hit. Is simulating physics false, destroy itself. So that's fine. Now the next thing we want to do is change how it fires. So we're going to go to the weapon, and we're going to go to base weapon. We're going to add a variable. It's going to be wants to fire. We're going to add another variable, and it's can fire. And on tick, we're going to see if we want to fire. If we want to fire, we're going to see if we can fire. If we can fire, we're going to spawn actor from class, projectile. We're going to get our weapon mesh, get socket transform, and the socket will be called muzzle. And we're then going to set can fire to false. And then we're going to do a delay. And then we are going to set can fire back to true. And the delay, we're going to make it a variable called fire delay. Now it wants to fire, it can't fire. Right. So we want to go to our common folder, go to our interactable. Now you know what? We'll just do this in the character because we already have weapons saved. So for left mouse button, we'll just get rid of all of this stuff. Well, we need the montage actually. Right. Forgot about that. Okay, that's fine. We'll ignore the montage for now. We will just do left fire, get current weapon, convert to validated get. If it is valid, we will set wants to fire to true. Control C, Control V. If it's not valid, if we are releasing, we want to set it to false. We need to go to the base weapon. We need to set can fire to true. Wants to fire could be false. And now we need to add our socket. So we'll go to our weapon mesh, and we'll load this up, and we will do add socket. We'll rename it muzzle. And we need to now drag it to the correct spot, and the red axis, the x-axis, needs to face forward. So, and I think there's like 0.5 that we can add to that x-axis, right? Because the off-center issue. So there we go. So let's see if this works now. You know what? Sorry, I'm gonna change that. We need to Control C, Control V. Only ADS if we have a weapon. So now we can't ADS if we don't have a weapon. So we'll pick up a weapon, zoom, and it's not firing. So let's see why. I think it's because that weapon didn't have muzzle. Yeah. So let's add a muzzle to this one as well. So we'll just add a socket. F2 to rename muzzle, and we will just drag it down to this spot. And now we are going to need to rotate it. We should probably rotate it so the x-axis, the z-axis is forward as well, or up rather. Yeah, so let's do that for this one as well. I guess that might not matter in the end, but maybe. So just make sure it's standardized. So now let's go. And it's still not working, so current weapon wants to fire. Base weapon, event tick, wants to fire. If it's true, can fire. So maybe it's can fire. Oh, fire delay. That's what it is. It's the fire delay. There's no fire delay. So let's go to our weapons. Weapons 2. Actually, that shouldn't matter. Maybe it's that it's colliding with itself. The projectile is colliding with the weapon. Okay, so we will just do. We'll just move the weapon forward, or the socket forward. So negative 15. That doesn't make any sense. Negative 13. So we want 85. Let's just see if that fixes the problem. So we need to make sure we pick up that gun. No, it's not working. Why is it not working? Spawn, ignore collisions. Okay. Print string. Where are we going wrong? It must be that it's hitting it. So let's just move the right 100. 100. Let's see if this fixes it. There we go. So it was just colliding with itself. So this looks a bit better, but as you can see, it's still kind of off center, sort of. The ADS is better. Here it's kind of, you can tell because of the crosshair. The crosshair is actually a bit wrong by default, but we're gonna actually get rid of that crosshair because I don't like it. So file, save all. So what we'll do now is, so this looks fine for that. Even this looks not bad actually. That might really do it, honestly. It's just, but yeah, I think that'll do it actually. So we can do a few fancier things now. We'll add some particles and effects. So let's go to our, let's see, particles here. What do we have? So let's just duplicate FX Fire. And lifetime, we want to change this to min 0.1, 0.3, 0.2, 0.3, maybe 0.4. And we want to do spawn, we want to require, where is it? Scale. Rate scale we can change to 0.5. No. I guess we can leave it as it is, but start velocity. 5.5, okay. Size by life is what we don't want. Because it's making it, oh, we do want it, it's just... It's going way too fast, so 0.5, 1. So that's a bit better, kind of, but we only want one burst. So, required emitter loops 1. So now 0.1, 0.1. Usually I'm better with particles than this, but today I'm not doing too good. So size by life. Let's just make the lifetime 0.3, 0.5. And the spawn, maybe just 10. No, it's the emitter lifetime that's causing these problems. Emitter duration, right, 0.5. Emitter duration 0.2. Okay, I think that's better. So we'll rename that effects muzzle flash. So for base weapon, yeah, get this transform particle. Spawn emitter attached, and we want to attach point muzzle, and I think attach component, we connect to here, and muzzle. Let's see what this looks like. So it's still a little too long and it's too big. So initial size 3.3, 5.5. Sphere, we want start radius, we want 5. Okay, so let's see if we get better. And the duration is still a bit too long, so we want 0.15. Lifetime 0.05 to 0.25. So that's a bit better. Still not perfect, but you know, we're coming along. So we got that, and you know, we can throw in a sound effect just for fun. I'm just gonna keep the volume low though, because yeah. Get socket location, muzzle, fire, and the volume multiplier 0.25, 0.2, whatever, fine. Let's pick up. So I'm not recording the audio, but it is playing. So that does feel a bit better now. Weapons look good. Maybe the bullets are a little slow. We can probably speed that up. And we can also spawn an emitter when the bullet hits. So blueprints, weapons, space weapon. Oops, no, we want to do projectile. So when we hit, we will do spawn emitter at location, get vector location, and we will do exer fire. Now I guess we'll just do fire. So let's see what this looks like. I thought it ended after a second, so we'll just do muzzle flash. Why not? Just to keep things simple. So there. Now we have some impacts. So I think that's looking pretty good. Not too bad. Not too bad. So now in the next video, we can deal with weapon stats. So that's the fire rate, the damage, and all that. And then we can start working about AI and have some things to fight. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.